Hello there, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now I've been staying at Oak Camp, my spring retreat, for just over a week now, and during this period I've been using the time to showcase to you some of the products which have made my life comfortable, bearable and easy whilst living here in the South England countryside. And just so as you know, I'm in a clearing just outside a small wooded area in a largely rural area. I'm surrounded by agricultural land and larger woodland, so it's quite a mixed environment really. And one of the things about staying in my tent here, which people often don't talk about when they're solo camping, is the element of confidence required to sleep on your own in the open environment with just a tent between you and the outside world. And that becomes quite prevalent at night because, you know, you hear all of these sounds. You hear scratching, animals calling, screaming, shouting to each other sometimes. And it's quite an intimidating environment if you're unaccustomed to it. Now, I've been camping throughout my life. I'm living in England, all right, so there's no large predators, there's nothing I really have to worry about. But one of the best ways to dispel this sense of uncertainty, of, lack of confidence with the outside world when you're in your little tent, is illumination. A good flashlight is really important to you. And over the years I've tried many. You know, I've tried solely with a head torch, with different hand torches, things like that. However, I have found a torch which is potentially the most capable torch I have ever encountered up to this point in my outdoor living journey. And this is the Olight Mini Marauder. Now, it is a rechargeable torch. It's a lithium-ion battery in here, and it charges quite simply by way of a magnetic cable which just slaps onto the bottom. You plug it into a USB and it draws its power that way. So if you're outdoors for an extended period of time, you can charge it from a power bank should you wish to do so. This baby weighs under half a kilogram, so it's relatively light. I'll tell you the exact statistic, 462 grams, so it's way under half a kilogram. So it's not big and it's not bulky. It's relatively small. It's the Marauder Mini, because there is a full-size version of this torch as well. But the power that this thing has, I think it is just about one of the most capable flashlights I have ever encountered, regardless of its size. And, well, I mean, you can see its appearance for a start. It's a relatively innocuous thing to look at, nothing special on the eye. It's got a rubberized grip and it is, metallic in its appearance. Comes in a number of different colors. I've opted for the green, but it's also available in black, dark blue and an orange color. So depending on your sort of personal taste, you can choose one. But for me, being kind of outdoorsy, I've opted for the green because it's more in keeping, as you can see, with my environment. So why do I like this torch? Why have I taken the trouble to showcase it to you? Well, firstly, I should tell you I'm not being paid to talk about this torch. This is a personal review and a lived experience with this torch here in Oak Camp over the last week. And I've been using this every single day, every single evening. It's become something I'm now trusting when it comes to my illumination solutions. And it's because of the power that this thing has. I mean, it is almost like having the sun in your hand when you need to throw light on something, because it's got a few different settings. As you know, you've come to expect a bit of trickery. Olight, as a illumination torch company, do make some pretty good products. I have to say, I own a few of their pieces, and this one has really shocked me in its capability. Now, it has a few settings. The setting which you'll probably use the most is the floodlight setting. Now, when you turn this thing on, and as I do, I step outside my tent in the night, say I want to go to the toilet in the middle of the night. This can be the most disconcerting point if you're camping on your own. You're not sure of what's around you. You know, you don't know if there's a badger or a fox outside your tent. You don't want to frighten them or frighten yourselves. You don't know what will happen. So you use the torch to illuminate the area that you're about to walk into. It's a safety thing. The floodlight on this, on maximum capacity, sheds a light which is Well, it turns night into day at the flick of a switch. It chucks out 7,000 lumens of illuminatory power. And when you turn it on, boom, everything within the spread, the reach of this beam is suddenly effectively in daylight. And it also has quite a lot of capability. Up to 300 meters on the floodlight setting will be illuminated on the standard floodlight mode. It's adjustable. It's got a toggle style adjustable button on it, which is used for turning on the device, but also it's like a dimmer switch. So it goes, step gradients of the lighting. You might think something like that isn't going to last long if it can throw out that amount of power. Well, actually, on the correct setting, it can last for over 35 hours powered up, casting illumination. So there's a lot of potential there. If you're out for a week, such as I am, I'm not going to be using this for more than an hour a day. So I know I've got a lot of redundancy in my lighting ability and a lot of power there. That's on the floodlight setting. If you need to pinpoint something in the distance, you can flick the switch and you go on to the spotlight setting. All of this is made capable by the innovative lens over the bulbs here, and of course there's a magnifier lens which provides you with that pinpoint spotlight. The range up to 600 meters, and it throws out 900 lumens of illumination over that spotlight. And I tell you now, right, I'm not joking. I could stand outside my tent on a totally black night, you turn on that spotlight and its range seems limitless. As far as you can see is as far as you can illuminate with the spotlight. I mean, I've joked about it, but I think if I stood here I could probably illuminate the surface of the moon with this thing. It seems to have that level of power, and it also can go on for quite some time. I mean, let me think, 43 hours maximum on the spotlight, obviously on a sort of more effective or efficient setting, because again it's also capable to be turned up and down on the dimmer switch, so you can graduate, high power, medium power, low power, and so on. The actual toggle switch, when you're using it, has a haptic feedback as well. So when you reach the maximum extent, it gives you a little rumble, so you've reached the fullest extent of the dimmer switch, one way or the other. So it's nice to have that feedback in the hand that it's working at maximum capacity or at lower capacity. The other things that this thing has, it has a battery charge status indicator, which is all part of the same toggle switch. So it's nice to be able to see that. And also it has a red light, a green light, and a blue light setting as well. This is all achieved through pressing on the toggle switch. Certain numbers of presses alternates between the different colors, and it's something you pick up instinctively when you start using it. The red lights, the green lights, and so on, they're good for not reducing your night vision, for instance, because the way that your eye sees, if you introduce it to white light in the middle of the night, it reduces your sort of night vision. If you use red light, it doesn't have that effect, and the other lighting has various other sort of implications as well. So from that point of view, this is a very capable torch, very rugged, very tough. I believe it's got an element of waterproofness. As I say, a lithium-ion battery, which has got long-lasting potential for long periods of time. Looking at the case itself, it's got a little lanyard holder, so you can clip it onto something. But the thing for me is its size. It is nice and small and compact, easily carried in a day sack or in a haversack or a bag, if you're just going out for the day, or you may be out in the evening. But the light throw on it is shocking, I have to say. I have never had such a capable torch in such a small package, and it's been a joy to use this last week. I'm still on its first full charge. I haven't expended the battery yet, so it's going very, very well, and I'm looking forward to keeping that in my collection. I know what you're thinking, this must be crushingly expensive. Well, it's not cheap, but then good things never are. Its full price is £199 British, so a shade under £200. However, I should say I've been sort of a customer of of Olight for quite some time, and they're constantly having sales. So you keep an eye on their website. You're surely going to find these on sale at some point or another. I put some links to the website in below. I should say I'm not being paid by Olight. I get no money if you buy anything from Olight, nothing like that. This is a review. Olight have provided me this torch as a working sample to use here at Oak Camp during this week, and their hope was that I would do a review on it. So they haven't stipulated anything at all to me, purely my observations based on actually using this product over the last week. And I have to say, I would spend my own money on this piece tomorrow if I didn't have it. This is a game changer if you're spending any time in the outdoors and you need to shed illumination as a matter of course. So whether you're working, whether you're just socializing, or whether your leisure time is spent in the outdoors like mine. Quite a remarkable little item, and one which I've been very pleased to add to my collection. So there we go. If you have enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, click the subscribe. If you would like to contribute to the dialogue, if you have an Olight Marauder Mini and you want to tell us how it's altered your life in good ways or bad, let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee or you can become a patron. And I actually make additional videos for my patrons, whose names you will see at the end of the video. And if you want to know anything about that, pop down to the show notes below and you'll find the links to take you to all of those things I've just talked about. So until the next time, illuminate your life in the best way possible. And I will see you again very soon.